From BBC Learning English, this is Learning English from the News, our podcast about the news headlines.
In this programme, global warming increases the risk of cancer in women, a new study suggests.
Hello, I'm Neil.
And I'm Georgie.
In this programme, we look at one big news story and the vocabulary in the headlines that will help you understand it.
You can find all the vocabulary and headlines from this episode, as well as a worksheet on our website, bbclearningenglish.com.
Let's hear more about this story.
Global warming is linked to increased risk of cancer in women, a recent study finds.
The study included 17 countries in the Middle East and North Africa region, some of the hottest parts of the world.
It found that increased heat is linked to an increase in rates of breast, ovarian, uterine and cervical cancers.
Researchers say countries in this region must incorporate climate change adaptation strategies into their cancer control plans.
OK, let's have our first headline. This one is from NDTV. Global warming could be making cancer in women more common and deadly. Study.
That headline again from NDTV. Global warming could be making cancer in women more common and deadly. Study.
So this headline is about the recent study linking rising temperatures to increased cancer rates in women. And we're looking at this word deadly. Neil, what can you tell us?
Well, deadly is an adjective meaning that something is likely to cause death. So here the headline is referring to the part of the study which looked at mortality rates. That's the number of deaths. Results suggest more people are dying of cancer because of global warming.
Now, as you might expect, you're likely to hear deadly in combination with nouns which are dangerous or harmful, such as a deadly weapon, a deadly virus, or a deadly attack.
It's also quite common to hear the phrase deadly serious. If someone is deadly serious about something, they are completely serious and not joking.
Yes, it's used to intensify the word serious, particularly if the other person doesn't believe you. For example, I know you don't believe that I'm going to quit my job and go travelling, but Neil, I'm being deadly serious.
We've had deadly, likely to cause death.
For example, the snake's venom is deadly. It can kill a human in just a few hours.
This is Learning English from the News, our podcast about the news headlines. Today we're talking about a study which suggests global warming may increase the cancer risk in women.
So, the study found that as temperatures rise due to climate change, cancer prevalence and number of deaths also rise.
Temperatures in the Middle East and North Africa region are expected to rise by 4 degrees Celsius by 2050, exposing more people to climate-related health risks.
And women's health is especially affected by climate change because of problems such as unequal access to healthcare. Let's have our next headline.
Global heating may be fueling rise in deadly cancers among women. That's from The Independent in the UK.
And that headline again from The Independent. Global heating may be fueling rise in deadly cancers among women.
And we see that word deadly again, but this time we're looking at fueling. Now, Georgie, I know the noun fuel. Fuel is something we burn to make power, so oil, gas, those types of things. But here, in this headline, it's a verb.
Yes, so, Neil, imagine you add fuel to a fire. What happens?
Well, it makes it bigger and more intense. And that's a literal way of thinking about it. But metaphorically, if you fuel something, you make it more intense and usually make it worse.
Yeah, so here, global heating is fueling the rise in cancers. It's causing the rise in cancer and making it worse.
And it's quite a clever use of the word fueling because we're talking about increasing temperatures, which of course have been made worse by the burning of fossil fuels.
And another example of fuel as a verb, the photo of the two actors fueled rumours of their secret affair.
We also have the expression add fuel to the fire, which means to make a bad situation even worse. For example, don't criticise her while she's angry, you'll only add fuel to the fire.
We've had fuel, cause or make worse.
For example, inflation is fueling the cost of living crisis.
This is Learning English from the News from BBC Learning English. We're talking about global warming and increased risk of cancer.
The countries in the study whose cancer rates were most affected by temperature increases were Qatar, Bahrain, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Syria and the UAE.
Sung-Soo Chun, an author of the study, says the next key steps are to get better at detecting cancer, improve health systems with global warming in mind, and reduce exposure to things in the environment which cause cancer.
Let's have our next headline.
This one is from the Daily Mail. Doctors sound alarm over link between cancer explosion and crisis Trump calls a hoax.
Again, from the Daily Mail. Doctors sound alarm over link between cancer explosion and crisis Trump calls a hoax.
Okay, now this headline is about the link between the rise in cancer and the crisis Trump calls a hoax. Now, a hoax means it's not real or it's a lie, and this is referring to the climate crisis, which Trump doesn't believe is real despite scientific evidence.
We're looking at the phrase sound the alarm. Doctors sound the alarm, and sound here is a verb, isn't it?
It is. Now, if we think about this literally, sound the alarm means to set off or start the alarm. So imagine there's a fire in the building. If I sound the alarm, I set off the alarm, which is a literal loud noise, to warn everyone to leave the building.
Metaphorically speaking, though, sound the alarm in this headline means to warn people about a serious issue.
Yes, so the results of the recent study are worrying. And so doctors are sounding the alarm. They're warning people about the link between rising temperatures and cancer risk.
Another example, experts are sounding the alarm about the harmful effects of social media on young people.
We've had sound the alarm, warn.
For example, economists are sounding the alarm over rising unemployment. That's it for this episode of Learning English from the News. We'll be back next week with another news story.
Now, we learnt the expression add fuel to the fire, and if you want to learn more idiomatic language, try our podcast Learning English Conversations. You can also find it with a transcript on our website, bbclearningenglish.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. Search for BBC Learning English.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.